Welcome back. I'm Tom Hewitt, and this is News 13's Eye on the Election. I'm here with Allyson Lambert, who's running for school board. And Allyson, just for folks who don't know you, what I guess is your background, and how did you come to be running for the school board?
I just retired from the military on the 1st of September. I am an attorney. I was in 24 years on active service in the United States Army. This is the first time that I've ever had an opportunity to become part of the community. In the military, we're constantly moving around. Every 2 to 4 years, we move a different place. And I really wanted to get involved, but it's really hard when you're not there very long. And now that I'm retired, I have 2 children in elementary school here that are going to be raised here in Fairbanks. And this is the first opportunity for me to actually become involved and give back to the community who's given me so much over the years and giving the military so much. So I'm really looking forward to it. Education is a huge issue for me, and this is the first time I'll actually get to, have the opportunity to possibly influence the education of my children and those of this community.
There are new teacher and school standards that have just gone into effect for the state, kind of as a partial replacement for the No Child Left Behind Act and its method of grading teachers and schools. How do you feel about those standards, and more in general, how do you feel like we should be, assessing teachers and student performance?
This one's really difficult. I haven't been here long enough. I've been here for only a year, so I'm not quite sure about the standards. I know that a portion of the standards that the teachers will be assessed on is how well the students do in student achievement. That's a really hard one because there's a lot of things that affect student achievement that are outside of the teacher's ability to influence and external influences. And if the teacher's performance and grades are going to be based on student achievement, and there's external influences that that the students or the teachers won't be able to influence, I don't feel that it's necessarily fair that the teachers would be penalized for something that they don't have the ability to influence in school because it's something that's happening outside. So we'll just have to, wait and see how it goes. It just started maybe 7 or 8 months ago, and so we'll have to see how it actually goes for the next 2 or 3 years. I think 2015 is when they really start to come into play with more influence. 2016, 2017, I think their performance is going to be rated 50% by that time. So I think we'll have to take a wait and see and adjust as necessary.
One issue in schools that has become prominent nationwide, although there hasn't been a huge push here in this state, is the issue of vouchers for basically, some people say that it would let parents and students have more choice in determining where they go to schools, while other people say that by basically giving them a check that they could give to potentially a religious school, that might violate the separation of church and state. What are your feelings on vouchers?
I believe that public money should go to public education. So if I want to send my children to a private school, that's my choice, and that's a choice that I should pay for. I don't expect my neighbors or the public to pay for my choice. So I really believe that it's okay to send your kids to private school, but I think that for me, in my personal opinion, is that I should be the one paying for that, and that public money should not be taken away from the public school system in order to pay for children going to private school.
Speaking of, state funding of education, on a state level, education has basically been flat funded for the last 3 years. They haven't, the governor and the legislature haven't increased the base student allocation for funds for schools in 3 years, and obviously, there's not a great deal as a school board that you can necessarily do to affect that because you have to essentially take what the borough and the state give you. But what do you feel that the school board's role in that funding process should be? Do you feel like the school board should be active in, seeking more money if you feel like there should be more money? Or do you feel like basically you should just do your best to allocate the funds that you receive?
I think the school board should take an active role in lobbying both the local and the state governments for more money. I know there hasn't been an increase since 2011 in the base student allocation. I think it still remains at $5,680. And the problem with that is if we could get an increase in that base allocation, then it gives the school district more flexibility in where they're going to spend the money. Right now, I believe they're getting categorical, what's the word, kind of specific allocations, categorical allocations for specific monies. So you can only use that money that they give, let's say $2 million on security, that can only be used on security, and it can't be used on any other types of funding where it, getting more teachers for the classrooms, things like that, where it's really going to affect student achievement. So I do think that the role of the school board should be a little bit more aggressive and possibly go out and get, try to get the more money that is necessary for, for student achievement here and to be able to enhance it.
I think that's about all the time we have, but thank you very much for coming in, Allyson.
Thank you very much.
And for the rest of you, don't go away just yet. We've got Jamie Schwartzwald coming up next with sports.